Hello, and welcome to the Mark Makes Comics YouTube show. As always, supported by the amazing people at the Lakes International Comic Art Festival, my great friends. I hope you're all well. It is Wednesday, yes, Wednesday, the 6th of May, and I hope you're all staying well, staying safe, and the sun's shining. I hope you're getting a chance to have some exercise and at least enjoy the sunshine a little bit, as best as you can in a safe way. We always talk about making sure we do it in a safe way, so you can do things. You can pop to the park. We don't hang around too much. Just have your exercise, enjoy yourselves, but then maybe make way for the next people and let them have a go as well. So yes, as always, so last Friday was a live Friday, where, as we know, all kinds of craziness happens. You guys challenge me to draw things, and I challenge you right back. We'll be doing that again this coming Friday in a special way as well. A little bit of, just noticed a little bit of a crease up there. It's just putting me off a little bit. I can't seem to see the chat, so I don't know whether anybody's saying anything. Let's have a look. Let's have a see. It's not really working. It's unable to connect to the chat. If you are there and it is working, just say something. If you're watching, say something to me as it comes through. I don't want to change anything now and restart just in case it messes it all up and then the whole show goes wrong. So let's not do that just in case. But we don't need the chat today. It's nice to know you guys are there. I think you can see some numbers clocking up in the corner, but it's nice to know you're there. So I can't say hello to you at the moment unless you type something now, but maybe that's what's happening. Type something now if you are there. If you're not able to do that, I'm sorry, but it's not imperative. There's a big word for a Wednesday. It's not imperative. Let's say it again. Imperative. It's not imperative to do that. Stop saying imperative. Okay. Because it's not the challenge this week. I'm going to talk you through some little step-by-steps. Now, I have been enjoying your drawings, as always. Shout out to a young man over in America, called Peter Parker. Peter Parker, not the Peter Parker you might have seen on Saturday. I did a little live surprise video for Free Comic Book Day, which is usually the first Saturday in May every year. It has to be delayed this year because it involves going into comic shops, which you can't do. And so Spider-Man stopped by very safely. He told me he was coming. He sent me a text. And so I locked the door to my studio, opened the window. He came in very safely, socially isolating, did his thing. He drew himself, of course, because that's typical Spider-Man. And then he left via the window, and then I gave everything a good old disinfect afterwards. Okay, so it's safe, don't worry. He had his spider gloves on, and he'd been socially distancing for a while as well. So it was okay. So he popped by, but yes, so it's not that Spider-Man, because the real Spider-Man, his alter ego or his secret identity is Peter Parker, as you might know. Now, this young man is in America. I want to say he's in Arizona, but I could be wrong. If you're not in Arizona, Peter Parker, then I apologize. But yes, this young man, Peter Parker, sent me some drawings of Lenny the Lettuce that he'd been doing from following my tutorials, and I think some of the robots, and he's been watching over there in the States. So they can't watch it live, but they watch it on the catch-up, which you guys can do as well. So any of my videos, including the live ones and the demos, you can watch anytime. The demos are there for that reason. But if you want to enjoy the thrills and spills of the live shows again and again and again, because let's be honest, who wouldn't? Then you can do by watching them again. Now, I uploaded 2 demos the week before last, which meant I didn't load one up last week. So apologies for that, but you know, I have other things to do. So I did 2 ahead of time because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do one last week. I did have one created, but unfortunately, something went wrong and I lost it. So I was going to upload one yesterday, but that disappeared. And that was how to draw a space horse. A space horse, which actually leads very nicely into this week's theme, which is, and I didn't write it on my board today because I'm trying to conserve my flip chart paper, is space adventures. You might have seen it in the title. It's space adventures. Yes, the space adventures are a great thing. Space adventures are something that I love. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars, and some of you might know that just Monday, just gone, was May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, an international celebration of Star Wars. Now, I went on Instagram and did a little live drawing of Star Wars characters, which made me think maybe I should have done that on my YouTube channel, but I don't go live on a Monday. So this week on Friday, the All Request Show is going to be May the 8th be with you. Yes, May the 8th be with you, where I will be taking in the chat, and hopefully the chat will be working. Otherwise, I'll have to restart it and try again. I'll be taking requests for Star Wars characters, and if we run out of all those, science fiction characters in general. But we're going with Star Wars, so get your Star Wars and your sci-fi characters ready for May the 8th be with you, okay? You've been warned. So that's at 2 o'clock this coming Friday. I wanted to talk to you about science fiction comics, and then we're going to create like we did last week. We make a scene. It was make a scene where we created the Goof character, and then we set him in a chair and all that kind of thing. So we did a scene and scene. Okay, and so this week it's space adventures, similar thing. We're going to build up a scene, build up a picture with all these different cool space elements. Space is something I love. Star Wars. I created this comic, Goons of the Galaxy, which a lot of you guys have been buying these comics as well. If you are interested in buying a copy of this, I'm going to be replenishing, another big word, replenishing my stocks very, very soon. So look for my Etsy store, which, as we know, I'll show you that. I'll throw up the link now. Throw it up, as they say. Throw it up. You can look for me as Mark Makes Comics on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and MARC. It's Mark with a C. Remember that. Mark Makes Comics. .co.uk is my website where you can go and buy comics. So this comic is not there at the moment, but many of the other comics are. But this will be coming back, okay? As well as coming back, this comic appears in this comic, which is a collaboration comic. It's called The Spark, and it's a brand new science fiction comic that you can subscribe to and order online. It isn't available in stores, which is good at the moment because you can't go in any of them. But you order it online, and it comes through your mailbox. It gets sent via space station to your mailbox. And all you've got to do is you've got to go to, let's find the address here. You've got to go to Fair Spark Books, not Fair Spook Books, fairsparkbooks.co.uk, and the Spark. So basically, just type in that, or type in the Spark or Fair Spark Books, and you'll be able to find the link to ordering to subscribing to the comic. It's a great comic. And there are currently 2 issues out, and a third one is coming very, very soon. And the great thing about this comic, not only does it have a feast of other comic artists with all their great stuff inside it, but it also has one from me. Of course, you know, look at that little rascal, Gary and Larry, a little fun 4-panel strip. Remember we did the comic strips about 3 weeks ago? Is that blurred there? Yeah. Well, it's the same kind of thing, right? So that's a 4-panel strip, 1, 2, 3, 4, going across like that with the little gag at the end. And in the 3rd issue, which is coming out, I think, in a couple of weeks' time, Goons of the Galaxy returns and arrives in the Spark. So brand new Goons of the Galaxy is going to be appearing in issue 3 of the Spark. So if you got a copy of this and you enjoyed it, then you're going to want to get this. So remember, fairsparkbooks.co.uk. Goons of the Galaxy, Fair Spark Books, plug time over. Okay, right. So what we're going to do now, I'll talk to you at the end about Zoom parties and nothing below the fish t-shirts. Okay, we'll get onto that later, but let's get some drawing going. So remember, we always stay hydrated. One for me, one for my homies. Get yourself a suitable receptacle and a decanter, okay? Decant away, my friends, decant away, okay? Then you need some paper, obviously, and a table, obviously. You might have a big table, you might have a small table. Just do what you've got. You might want to lean on your knee with a little sort of bit of hard cardboard on your knee or something. You might be out in the garden watching this on your iPad. You might be that kind of person, okay? Sunshine and comics, it's the way to go, right? Get your pens. I'll have my pens, with Shakespeare pens. Okay. Now, if you're new to the show, welcome. Nice to have you. Sorry if you're saying hello to me and I can't see it. I don't know what's going on, but we'll fix that and we'll fix it in the mix for next time. But you can comment afterwards, after the show, if you've enjoyed it, and that'll be fantastic. Please do that. And somebody's trying to ring me. I have no idea who that is. Should we answer it and see? I don't think we should. It says no caller ID. It could be Jeremy Vine on Radio 2. You just don't know who might be ringing. And I also have, let me just check, because I actually have somebody else to say hello to who has been also drawing all the way in Calgary, not in Australia. Who thought it was Australia? Not me. It was me. Okay. Jessica Schofield, she's 5 years old. She's in Canada, in Calgary is in Canada, of course. She's 5 years old. They watch the videos later because the live doesn't quite work for them. And she'd like a dragon in the next Freestyle Friday. Well, would she now? We'll have to see. It might have to be a space dragon. So get your pens, get your paper. Who's ready? I am. Let's do it. Right, so the first thing we're going to do, this is Space Adventures. So we're going to do a space scene, okay? So the space scene, remember what we always do? This is let's just get the old board in there so we can see it. Can we see it okay? Yeah, we got that okay. Let's have a look. I'm just adjusting. Do not adjust the board during the show. Right. So we get the line in. Remember, nothing below the fish. Okay. And so because it's a space theme, let's do a space fish. So it's kind of like a weird, fish look like they're from another planet anyway, don't they? The blue planet, as they say, the blue planet. So nothing below the fish, okay? If I draw anything below the fish, you're not going to be able to see it. If you check my social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you can find a link to ordering your very own Nothing Below the Fish t-shirt. Yes, we thought it was a joke. It was at the start, but it's not anymore. It's a reality. You can order them. They're very affordable, beautifully screen printed. You're going to love one. And when I've got mine, I shall be wearing it in resplendent style. Okay, right. So the first thing we're going to do is this. We're going to draw a spaceship. So I'm going to draw it like this. So you can follow me along. If you want to freestyle and go off on your own little tangent, that is fine. But I'm going to start with this. I'm going to do a curved shape like that, okay? Some of you might see me doing the cool spaceship demo. Oh, gosh, it was about 3, maybe 4 weeks ago. Time is flying. It's flying along even though we've got nothing to do, right? So we do this bit here, then we do a curve shape. Say it with me, underneath there, curve shape, right? So we've got this. This is going to be the the cockpit of the spaceship. Okay, so where the character's going to sit, and we're going to do this, a line like this, and another line like that. So we're basically doing a mirror image. So it's basically very symmetrical. It's the exact same thing. You can flip it. It's a flip over, right? Okay. Now, let's line that up there with another curve shape like that, okay? So that's your basic run-of-the-mill flying saucer spaceship kind of thing, okay? But let's jazz it up. It's time to jazz it up, okay? So I always do a little bit for the detail fans, a little line like that, okay? Now, let's do a fin, okay? Like that, which is kind of like a wing, but it's like a fin. Some of your dads might have a fin on the back of their car. They might drive along with a fin on the back of their car, thinking they're cool. They're not. Okay, so whizzing along, right? So then we can do these little circles. They're always cool, little circles. Okay, 3 little circles. Ding, 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 just like that. You can add 4 if you want. You can add 5 if you're a wild person, okay? Now, let's do another little detail here. This is what's known in the space business as a vent. 1, 2, 3. It's a vent. It's where the air comes in. It flows around the spaceship. And it's all these just fun little details that you can add. This spaceship has never existed before now until I've drawn it right now. Okay, it didn't exist before, so no one can say that's not what a spaceship looks like, because that's exactly how it looks like when I draw it right here live on this show. Right? So you are the inventor when it comes to space and robots and space creatures, and what that does is it really helps your imagination and ideas flow. Okay, so let's do another little circle there. If you've done more, that is fine. You are the inventor. Once you start drawing, you're kind of taking this off me and it becomes your drawing, okay? Right, now, let's do a little exhaust pipe, okay? I like these. This is just kind of my style. It's just kind of how I do it. So 1, 2 lines like that. So they kind of follow. So this one obviously is wider, deeper like that, and that's a shorter one. They're basically the same line. It's kind of like, if you can imagine the perspective. We might even do a perspective show 1 week, might be quite good fun. And then just like the little ding ding ding, I just like to do these little lines like that. So you see in my style similar things appear. Robot's arms have this kind of same style, and what that does is it helps build up your style and keeps the consistency, so you can tell if when you see a drawing you think, I think that person has drawn this one. I think maybe Mark, my friend Mark has done that one. And so you start to recognize, and that's how I did when I was younger. I would recognize certain styles and think, I like that one. My friend Lou Stringer, whose drawing is right behind me. Look, big shout out to Lou right there. And this character he created called Macho Man. I love Macho Man. He used to appear forgive me, Lou, was it in Transformers, or was it in, I think it was in or maybe Secret Wars? Back in the crazy 80s, Lou used to do all these cartoon strips, Robo Capers, Macho Man, and Combat Colin, another one of Lou's amazing characters. So yes, let's swing about around there, right there. So if Lou's watching, let's keep, it's okay. Let's keep Lou in there. Let's keep Lou looking over my shoulder. Okay. Let's just make sure we've got that down there for the Angle fans. Any Angle fans there? Again, the chat's off. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, spaceship. Okay. Now, we're not going to get too caught up with who's inside here. We might come back at the end and do that. Okay. What we're going to do now. So, we're setting the scene. So, this is a spaceship. It's in space, or it's hovering above a planet. So, let's think about planets. The cool thing is to make your drawings fun. You don't have to draw the whole thing, because what we want to do is we want to capture a little bit of depth and distance and a nice visual. Okay, so what we're going to do here on this side is I'm going to do a big line like that. Okay, I'm going to do another big curve shape. This is a huge planet. Okay, and it's so you imagine if it was coming back off the paper, it would come round like that, like that, past the fish's nose. If fish have noses, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows if a fish has a nose? Okay, one for me. One for my homies. Okay, keep your decanters nearby. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to do these bits first, and then we're going to come back and we're going to really jazz them up. Okay, so let's do another one up here. Okay, like that. Okay, we've got another one. So it's kind of framing my picture, and I know I'm going to have something else here, and I've got the planets here, and the things are going on. So now let's do another circle here. So we're starting to get the distance. You see what's going down here? You can see what's happening. Okay, so we've got that. It's all about creating a bit of distance. This is obviously this is far away still, because it's a spaceship. It's not the same size as this planet, but it's all, and this one's really, really far away. Okay, so now let's, for the fun of it, let's do another one of these right here, but it's a small one. Okay. With your spaceship, you might want to do a different kind of shape one. I'm going to do the same one, just for the sake of it. Let's do it. And because it's far away, you don't have to get all the detail if you don't want. But these pens are great because you get the big fat lines, as we know, but then you can go with the little point and get the little tiny details as well. So I'm looking at my picture there. I can kind of see the details. So you don't need to worry. Basically, I'm just going to concentrate on what you can kind of see. So I don't need to draw any more than that. If I know you can't see anything really, really tiny, because this is for this demonstration, there's no point me doing it. Okay? The same way as if you were drawing things small, right? If you could get right in there with your little pen and do all the little detail, that's cool. But if it doesn't need to be seen, if you're making a comic, if it doesn't need to be seen, don't spend your time doing it. If you have time to put that in there, but for the sake of this, you don't need to. Okay? So now what we're going to do, let's make this. Should we get another planet down here? Why not? Let's get another planet down here. Okay. Now let's add a little bit of detail. I'm going to do this. Ding, ding, ding. A little bit of line, just a few little lines on there. Okay. So it's like a little shadowy kind of thing. Now up here, I think we're going to do. Let's do some little cratery kind of things. So little ovally kind of shapes like that. Okay, like that. And you're basically just sort of making some different things going on. Okay. And then if you really want, you can make it look like the craters. So you could do like the little sort of, so they're raised off like that. Okay. You could do that kind of thing. Yeah. If you can see that, you probably couldn't see that as well, but the circly bits there, they are there. Okay. Right. So we've got that going on here. Now this one, I thought it'd be fun. So because you can, again, it's space and you can do random things. There's no rules to it. So let's start having a bit of fun. Let's do some things like this. Let's do a line like this and another one, okay? And then here. So what we're doing, I'm going to start adding things to this, like it's a planet, like it's a city kind of coming off the planet. And it's a big, so is this a small planet, a tiny little planet that this spaceship could actually land on? Or are these absolutely huge? Who knows? But it's just fun. And it makes this picture interesting and more fun as well. But it makes your comics, if you were having a planet in your comic with all these crazy things going on, it makes your comics more interesting as well, and it's just more of a fun visual, because again, we're trying to create fun visuals. If it's fun to look at, then if it's in a comic, it's going to be fun to read, it's going to engage and make people want to come and check it out. And the same way as if you draw a drawing and you show it to your parent, if it's really fun to look at, they're going to go, because your parents will always love anything you draw because you're amazing and anything you've drawn is amazing to them. But then every now and then they'll go, because sometimes parents will do this, right? And we've all done it. We've all done it. You go, have a look at this, have a look at this. And you go, oh, that's really great. And you mean it, but sometimes parents are distracted by all these other things that they're doing. You know, they're on Facebook, they're having Zoom parties or meetings, as they call them. They're playing darts in the garden, things that parents do, right? So they do love you and they are interested in your drawings, but sometimes they go, oh, that's great. Okay, and then they're back to what they're thinking about. But then sometimes this happens. You go, have a look at my drawing. That's a child. That's how a child talks. Have a look at my drawing. Okay, you go, oh, that's great. And then darts. And then they go, wow, have you done this? Because you've engaged with them and you've captured their attention. So every time you want your parents to stop going on Facebook and to stop going on Zoom meetings, and playing darts, okay, make sure your drawings are the most insane drawings possible, because then you'll literally floor them. You'll stop them in their tracks. They won't be able to concentrate on what else is going on. They'll just be like that. Whoa! And they'll see all these cool things like this. So add the detail. Keep doing the detail. Right? So these are these buildings? Are these skyscrapers, space scrapers? Who knows what they are? But just fill up your space. Like we would do with the robot. Remember with the robot's body, we had all the buttons and the dials and the shapes and the panels and all that kind of thing. Fill it up and add amazing things to it. And just whatever your mind can think of. What would a building look like in space? What would a skyscraper look like in space? What would it have? Would it have little kind of circly bits here? These could be the windows. There could be a big lift that goes up here like that. That could be the lift on the outside of the building. And then you could maybe have, this one might be flashing. It's like a beacon in space flashing. But again, and when I draw skyscrapers and cities in comics anyway, I kind of have them all kind of sticking up. You might have seen my friend Spider-Man draw the exact same thing. He's been watching this show and he's been learning, and he drew the skyscrapers in that kind of way. They're all kind of almost like bursting out of the ground or of the planet and out of your drawing, which is going to catch everyone's attention. Okay, so let's do another thing here. Let's do, I don't know, what could this be? That could be like that. And it could be another one like this. And, you kind of, again, your style, the way you draw might have a totally different idea for how buildings might look, and particularly space buildings. So, you do it how you want. And please make sure you show me. I want to see them on, share them with me. Get your parents to share them on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I want to see what you are creating, guys. Don't stop now. We've been doing a great job so far with all these amazing things. So look at that. So we can do a number of different things now. We can just, I was thinking about doing a little sort of creative bits. We could do that, or we could actually start to sort of create some kind of other thing here. It could be, we could have it like that. We could have some more buildings kind of popping up here in the foreground right here. We could do all things, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that bit like that for the time being. Let's just fill in the detail. Let's have a little bit more. This could be like a little landing pad for here for these guys coming in, zooming in. Okay, you're zooming in, and we will come back and we'll fill this in. We're going to do this right at the end, I think. Let's have just having a little bit of let's have a time check. Yeah, we got about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes, guys. So settle in, make sure you're hydrated. One for me. One for the homies. 2 likes, thank you. Thumbs up. There are people out there. Holler at your boy, as they say. So, right. So up here, I thought it'd be fun. We've got a bit of space down here. I'm going to come up with something else. In fact, we might do that. The thing I'm going to do up here, I might do another thing down here. Okay? Because I can kind of, so when you've got your drawings, you can kind of see spaces and you think, okay, what am I trying to create here? Something weird, something wonderful. So I look at space and I think, okay, I've got a space up here for something kind of round or ovally kind of shapes, and then I've got space around here and maybe something round or maybe something that wants to curl around here. You've got space, so you kind of look, and that, because we're not planning it out, means that you kind of thinking on your feet kind of thing, or thinking on your bottom, because I'm sat down at the moment. Okay, so right up here, let's have a look. I'm going to create something. So the big 2 eyes, we know these eyes well by now. You know that I do big cartoon eyes. Big cartoon eyes means something's coming, a creature, a character of some sort. So let's do this. Okay, I do the big sort of thick kind of rubbery kind of lip. It kind of like, I always think of these like fish lips. And I've seen other cartoonists, they do a similar kind of thing. And it's just kind of, you kind of gravitate towards styles of other cartoonists or cartoons that you watch. And it just kind of becomes part of you. And then you take those bits in and then you turn them into a whole other thing when you create your own characters with your own limitations. Okay. And that's the same as me. I am limited to being as good as these drawings are. Right. Okay. And I like my style. There are other people who draw totally differently, even more realistically. And I look at them and think, oh my word, look how incredible their drawings are. But you just play to your strengths. The fact that you're drawing, that's the most important thing. Okay? That's the most important thing. Okay? So I'm going to do a little sort of flipper. A flipper. Okay? Just down there with a little thing here. And then another flipper coming here. Okay? Let's do some teeth. Kind of sharp teeth. It kind of looks a bit scary, but he also looks a bit goofy as well. Okay, it's kind of like a blubbery kind of fish character. Let's see how it might look like that. I don't know. Let's have a look. Okay, like that. Again, don't worry about copying it too much. Just draw your version of it. Okay, and then let's get a few little lines in there for the old detail fans. I know you guys are out there. And then I'm going to do that like that. Okay, you see? So he's kind of like he's coming in towards the spaceship. He could be like really in the foreground. This guy could be quite far away, but huge. All right. So let's do a little bit of sort of watery kind of thing. So it shows that he's kind of wet. Is he wet? He's kind of wet, but he's kind of like a space fish kind of thing. I don't know what it is. Who knows? That's the beauty of it all. My friend, close personal friend George Lucas showed us all that with Star Wars. It's just, just create things, things that have never existed before, and just create them, characters, amazing space sci-fi characters. They're a great thing to do, like the robots, because you can just create what you want. Okay, right. So we've got this kind of thing here coming down, and it's getting quite busy, but that's fine. So we're going to come down here, and so I've got this space, right? Let's do something, okay? Let's do this. So another couple of eyes, okay? Okay, another couple of eyes. You might, when I did this, you might have already thought, I know what he's going to do. I know what he's going to do. So now I have to think, do I do what I think you think I'm going to do, or do I throw you a curveball? Not a curved shape, but a curveball. I don't know, because you might not have known what I was going to do, because I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to do this. And yeah, all right, I know some of you are like going, you're going to do that. And I'm going to do this here like that. It's going to go around. So now I'm going to follow it around, okay? Yes, it's of course. Is it a space snake? No, it's actually a space eel. It's a space eel, okay? Right? And space eels, they tend to sort of smile like that. So they have teeth, all right? Like that. And a little detail there. So it's a space eel, and he's coming in, all right? And it's all these things kind of floating in this amazing picture that we're building up, okay? And, let's add a little bit. I just do these little creasy kind of things. It's just a little bit of detail that I just do. I don't know why I do it. It just makes it look more fun, and you spend a little bit of extra time on it, okay? And especially when you can see a big picture, add that little bit of detail. Again, when it's the small thing, you don't need to worry too much. You don't need to fuss too much with the tiny details. But anything when it's bigger, add a little bit more. It's a bit more of a payoff for the people who are looking at it and think, okay, yeah, that's great. Just these two simple lines were great, but these extra lines now are just building up this drawing. These are the things that are going to make your parents go, oh, what? This kid's a genius. That's what they're going to say. And then they're going to go, draw me something else. Draw me something else. I don't want to be on Zoom any meetings anymore. I want to just spend my time looking at your drawings. Draw me more. Okay. So here is this gentleman here. Okay. And he's looking at the spaceship. So, you could have thought at first that this spaceship's in trouble because this big guy's coming in here. Okay. But who knows that this spaceship and this gentleman here are not friends. Whoever's driving this, flying this contraption, might be friends with this guy. And he looks panicked because he knows the space eel is going to eat the spaceship. So suddenly, just by introducing an eel into the situation, which to be fair, anytime you introduce an eel into any situation, things change rapidly, okay? Throw an eel into the mix and it's all going to go crazy, okay? That is the way it goes, right? Well, for me, there's a famous phrase that might, here we go, I'm going to write this one down, that might appear on a new t-shirt coming soon. And it might be this: who brought the eel to the party? Okay, it's a famous phrase. Who brought the eel to the party? Let's write that down. I'm writing it down. Who brought the eel? Who brought brought the eel or an eel? Who brought an eel to the party? To the party. Okay, I'm writing that down. Look, you think I'm pretending to write because that'd be funny, but no. Look, I've just written it there. Who brought an eel to the party? Okay, look for that t-shirt in maybe about a week. Okay, right. So we've got the space eel coming in here. We've got this gentleman here, right? And now let's add a few little finishes to it. So let's add a few. I just thought these little circly kind of bits. Could these be distant planets, or could they just be sort of like space crackle, Kirby crackle? Anybody knows what Kirby crackle is? Then you are my kind of person, okay? Kirby crackle, okay? So let's add a bit of that, like that, okay? And then let's do a little star or a big star, And yes, these are cartoon stars. This is what cartoon stars look like, okay? They are cartoon stars. And again, nice and fun, nice and big. I like stars. If you've seen my comics, pretty much every single one of my comics has a star in, whether it be the space one, obviously, or I think even, look at that, Gary and Larry in there. It's got stars. Stars are great for planets. Stars are great for if somebody gets something lands on their head and then they see the stars. So the star, and it's all visual things that you can add to add to your drawing to make it look more fantastic. So the stars, like star. Okay, let's get another one. There's no limit, just kind of look. Don't crowd it too much. Don't think, oh yeah, any space there is, let's fill it up. But also, make it look interesting. So we've got fun. Okay, right, and then let's have another bit of these little circly rascals here. And another one up there, and then let's add another star up there. Okay, get it there. And okay, like that. Okay, look at that. It's all coming together. Now we can do some other little goofy little swirly bits here. I like these little things here, because it's like it's just out of space, and who knows what's going on here? Who knows what planet it is? Where we're actually going? What's going on? We might even come back to this bit. I did say to you, we might do. Okay, I did say it. And I'm not one to just say things and it not lead somewhere, okay? Space eel, watch out for the eel. Who brought the eel to the party? It's the catchphrase that's going to sweep the nation. You know it. Okay, it's like an aerial kind of thing. You have that little line there. Sometimes you'll see things and then you'll think, I'm just going to add that bit to it. Okay? So we added that, and sometimes if you think, should I? Don't do it. Or maybe do it. I don't know. Sometimes you think, should I do that? And you do it, and you're like, oh, but be a daredevil. That's what I say. We can always draw it again, can't you? It's not the end of the world if you think it's wrong, because it never is wrong. It's only in your mind. You think it's wrong. Oh, I think it's wrong. Why? I don't know. I just think it is. I don't know. Right. So down here, I've been leaving this bit right to the end because, let's be honest, I like to be honest with you. You are my friends, and I have to be honest with you. I wasn't sure what to do, right? I wasn't sure. But now I'm looking at this shape. I'm looking at it this way as opposed to being close up to it. I can kind of see what I might do with it. So the first thing I'm going to do this. Whoops. And I'm going to do that like that, okay? Now I have to think about what I'm going to do here because I don't want to do this bit and then want to be doing that bit, if that makes sense. Of course it does. Right, so first thing I'm going to do a space tree. All right, obviously, the space trees look like that. Okay, kind of like normal trees, but just a little bit different. Okay, space tree. Okay, so and then let's do another space tree. Space tree. Okay, you can sing if you want. Any good singers out there? Maybe Barry Manilow is watching. He's a fan of the show. Celine Dion. She's a fan. She rang in, didn't she, a few weeks ago? I think she did anyway. Sure it was Celine Dion. And maybe even Taylor Swift, that popular singer. She's down with the kids. In fact, she sent me a nice message, said that she'd been enjoying the show. So thanks, Taylor. I like your music. Right. So we've got this kind of thing. So maybe we're creating like a space park kind of thing, you know, space park, and you know, we've got a little park down there. Don't worry, we'll be able to go to the parks the way we used to do soon. We will. It will happen. It will happen. It's never going to get to a point where we're never allowed to go to the park. We can still kind of go, but we want to be able to go the way we used to do, don't we? And we will be able to. We will. I promise you. Right. So we've got this bit here. So we've kind of got this line. And so maybe this is kind of like a road of some sort. So yes, we're playing with weird angles here. So is this now flat? And now coming, hang on a second, Mark. I thought this was the planet, the curve of the planet. It's just a cartoon. It's fun, you know. It could even be a bridge, a weird bridge over this or something like that. I don't know. I've not really thought it through too much. So let's have. So we've got the spaceships, you know, and you know, let's say that maybe there are still space cars. And they are driving along, you know. We've got a little space car like that, and he's whizzing along. In fact, we have a little whiz thing like that. I always like to do those, little space cars like that, you know. And you could draw some different kind of cars, some cool kind of, you know, fins on the back, cool fins, you know, because maybe this planet just have cars that still have kind of wheels. So the cars could be cool like that. Let's have another one like that. And this is a two-seater. This is like a people carrier. It's got the whole family in this one, you know. It's still thin and cool. And then, you know, you'll do the little lines because maybe space cars still have one side of the road like that. Okay, so there you go. So we've added that to it. And then, do you know what? I think we talked about this. Oh no, I didn't. I did. On the video that we've yet to upload, the Space Horse, which I will do, where I talked about rivets. Rivets. I don't think I mentioned rivets before, but it's a great word to say. Everybody say rivets. Rivets. Okay. Right. And then the rivets are just kind of like these they're like little screws go into to hold the metal together. So this is maybe a metal kind of planet. And so I'm just doing the little rivets here, you know, all equal part. You know, if you actually got a ruler, these would be exactly the same distance. Because I'm a professional, okay? I'm a professional, okay? I'm a professional. So then we've got the little tree like that, coming in like that. There it is, another one there. So we've got the park going on here. And there we go. So, oh my word. Right, we've got a few minutes. Let's add something in here, okay? What I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do here, actually, I'm going to do a hand. 1, 2, 3 fingers. Whoops. With a little line coming like that, which is kind of like the tree trunk kind of thing, just sticking it up or turn the pen to the side. It's got the little thing on the end of it, kind of like a joystick. And then we've got another one like that, and then like that. Okay, so I've done the arms first because I want to make sure they're in the right position, and I've got them. So there's the arms, okay? And now, yes, let's see if you can remember who this gentleman is. We've got the 2 eyes. Yes, he's back. It's Goof. Yes, he's back. He's flying a spaceship this week. Okay, oh my word. He's flying a spaceship. He's got his space suit on, and he's got his little nose. Remember Goof from last week? And he's got his little things on his neck, and he's got his space jacket on there. And you fill in whatever you can fit. Yes, Goof is flying a spaceship. Yes, we've left it right to the last minute for Goof to make his appearance. He is flying this spaceship, flying along. He's either coming into land, or he's taken off, or he's just passing by. And he's trying to work out whether it's a fun place to visit, it's whether he wants to go there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you create a space scene and you go on an amazing space adventure. Right? Don't forget, put your initials. I've become a bit of a pro at doing my initials this way. Like, oh, apart from when I hit that bit there, that's just the edge of the paper. Why the paper doesn't sit on this bit, it has to go on there, I don't know, because you end up with this funny little signature like that. But hey ho, what are you going to do? And that is how you create a space adventure scene. Amazing. I want to see your space adventures. I want to see you tag me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those other places where we are, all social media. Mark Makes Comics. Mark with a C, M-A-R-C. I want to see your drawings. I want to see how you take this and do another one. Maybe even create a comic. I showed you how to do that. I show you how to do the comic strip. You can take this concept, some of the ideas that you've created here, think, oh, I like this city thing. I'm going to have this character go to this space city. And I'm going to bring this guy in here and the eel, space eel, okay? Who brought the eel to the party, okay? So I want to see those things. Share them with me. You've got a few days now. You know, no one's going anywhere. Just get your felt, break the pans out, keep them broken out, and let's keep drawing, guys. Keep drawing. And so we know about the fish t-shirts. Yes, if you go onto my Facebook page, my Instagram, there's a link there. If you're interested in buying one of those fish t-shirts, you better snap it up because there's only a few days left. It's like a short campaign, and then they come in. We try and sell t-shirts. I sell my design, and then these guys print them. They're somewhere else in a far-off land, and then they send them out. So it's a short little campaign. So you've got to get in there. And yes, the show drawings. Remember, this coming Friday is Freestyle Friday, and it's May the 8th be with you. It's the belated Star Wars edition. You can challenge me to draw Star Wars characters of your choice, and then if we're running out of Star Wars characters, I mean, there's lots of them, but if you start throwing randomly weird ones at me, I do know them, but you know, let's challenge me. But I'm going to challenge you right back, okay? But then we can throw in some other science fiction characters, like maybe a random Flash Gordon or something like that. And as always, if you're interested, please head to Ko-fi.com. There's the flash to throw it up there, where you can support me on there, support my comics making. I have a regular, or starting to be a regular monthly comic strip featuring wherever he is, Magnum PI. I can't think where I put the comic, but yeah, there's a new comic on there. It's going to be uploading monthly. There's one comic strip up there already for the new Magnum series. Some of you might have bought my Magnum comic over the past few months. Thank you if you have. And I also upload free comics as well. So if you're a supporter, you get to read special content, and if you're just and you also get to read free comics as well. There's lots of stuff on there, so I try and put stuff up there as much as possible. So yes, if any support is mucho appreciated, as they say somewhere else. I don't know where they say that. I think I heard somebody say that once. So stay well, stay safe. And until next, Zoom parties. Yes, I've started doing Zoom parties. If you've got a birthday in lockdown and you want to jazz it up a little bit and you'd like me to Zoom into your house, contact me. Marmates Comics, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Drop me a message and we can iron out the details. I've got a party later on today for about 25 rascals. It's going to be insanity. But you all pop up on my screen. The Zoom parties are great because I actually get to see you as well, which is really cool because I missed that. But I know you guys are out there, but I do miss seeing you guys and interacting with you that way. So the Zoom parties are really cool for that. And so they're an hour's worth of felt pen fun and similar kind of things, and some other fun challenges tailored just to the birthday girl or boy. Okay. So until next time, take care, stay well, and may the 8th be with you. Take care. Bye now.